Follow the money. This has always been the smart move across all financial sectors, by the way, not just crypto. And one way to follow money is by keeping track of what the major players do. Whale activity, in other words. And as a result of that, it's a practice that we've employed. We're going to continue to employ it. And today we're going to look at 3 altcoins that have recently been the so-called hunting grounds for these larger whales in the space. We're counting down 3 that the whales are aggressively accumulating right now ahead of this bull run and altcoin season. Welcome to the channel. My name is Maddie and this is Altcoin Buzz. All the best of luck if you choose to invest, whether that's into these projects that we're looking at today or otherwise. Either way, I wish you well, genuinely. Just keep in mind that I'm not a financial or investment advisor, which means by extension, this video is not official financial or investment advice. And we are going to begin here at number 1 with Ripple XRP, which of course has been in the spotlight quite a bit recently. The SEC news alone should be something that you've heard about by now, but still actually, due to legal technicalities, this whole thing has not yet technically concluded. Ripple and the SEC need to refile the lawsuit. But these are kind of the nuances here. In the bigger sense and in the broader picture, the case is settled. The recent news, of course, was that Ripple wants to acquire Circle, which is the home of the USDC stablecoin. Especially with the Genius Act in the making right now, this could be a pretty interesting move. The current bid sits at $11 billion. And of course, this acquisition could see a positive price development for XRP. That is why recently whales have been very busy. They've been buying XRP. Recently, for example, we saw a whale buying 10 million XRP. That was on Bitfinex. And then another whale moved $567 million worth of XRP from Kraken to an unknown wallet. And at the same time, whales move XRP around between wallets, like this transaction here of 75 million XRP, or about 180 million US dollars. So there really are big things ahead on the horizon for Ripple and for XRP, which at the time of this recording is up modestly on the day, now just under 1% in the positive direction at $2.33 with a $136.7 billion market cap. I think its best days are ahead as a project, given what we've just summarized, and this is probably a pretty good entry. Next up, we are looking not at a token that whales are buying, but a key tool that whales are using. Because with over 200 million downloads, including, by the way, quite a few of us here at Altcoin Buzz, Trust Wallet is simply one of the best and most popular wallets in the industry. With a higher daily income and projected income for 2025 versus MetaMask, Trust Wallet might actually be the most popular wallet that people don't often talk about. And now it's got this new program where you can earn on your stablecoins with the press of a button. Very simple. It's called Stablecoin Earn, and we're going to take a look now at how it works. And the thing is, if you haven't followed Trust Wallet for a while, you may not know that they're much more than just a BNB chain and a Binance wallet. Because yes, Binance does own it, and there are some special perks that you get from connecting it to your Binance account that you can only do with Trust Wallet, but there's a lot more to it than that. People trust it, and thanks to that, it's one of the industry's biggest whale wallets. In fact, whales love Trust Wallet, but small users, of course, get the benefits as well. And this new program is for everybody, whether you're a whale, whether you're krill or plankton, whatever. It's for all Trust Wallet users. That is no matter how big your account balance is. Like I said, it's called Stablecoin Earn, and it's exactly what the name implies. You earn a good APY on the stablecoins that are sitting in your wallet. And so far, people seem to love it. Here, for example, we see a quick $3.8 million in TVL. That's total value locked right out of the gate. This was in late April. If we fast forward to today, the number is more than $20 million. For context, that's even more than Ledger and Crypto.com's programs. The 4 eligible stablecoins are USDT, USDC, DAI, DAI, and USDS, and USDA. Any of these holdings on Ethereum, BNB Chain, Base, or Arbitrum can go into Stablecoin Earn. Plus, a whole bunch more of the 100 plus blockchains that Trust Wallet supports will come online in the coming weeks and the coming months. But for right now, it's just these 4 chains. And there are many great benefits for you here. For example, earning with one click. That means there's no searching multiple DeFi protocols like old school ones, for example, Compound, or newer ones like Mantle to find the best APY for your stablecoins. Just you click a button to select the vault that you want, and it is that simple. There's also no switching apps or screens or whatever. It is all right there. It's in your wallet. You earn your rewards daily. And this is a big one. You can withdraw anytime. When you're ready to use your stable coins, because those do represent dry powder, you get immediate access. There's no unbonding. There's no complicated nonsense. This is key because it means you can still hold all the flexibility to use your stables as you see fit on a moment's notice. One click and they are back in your wallet. You can buy, you can sell, you can trade, whatever. APYs are also very generous. They start at 7%, which is great for stable coins, but it's going to come down, of course. That's to be expected as supply and demand metrics dictate. Trust Wallet also works with top DeFi protocols, names that you recognize, to create these vaults just for users like yourself, like myself. And so if you are one of the 200 million people that already use Trust Wallet, then maybe you haven't heard about this feature. You may want to try Stablecoin Earn today, and you can earn while you wait for the ideal buying opportunity. And if you've not yet tried Trust Wallet, then you're going to want to jump on board and you'll get a sense of why millions upon millions of people trust it, love it, and have had a great user experience so far. Check out the link. I will also include that in the description of this video below. Next up here at number 3, we are looking at Solana and its token SOL, SOL, which is still a solid play in the current crypto market. And yes, of course, its price dumped pretty violently after Pump.Fun stopped. It was pretty much almost grinding to a halt. In January, SOL went from $262 to $105 in only 3 months' time. However, being the recovery kid, as we know it to be, it's now hovering just below $180 or so. It has recovered, but it had a rough stretch there, to be fair. The Solana Accelerate conference just wrapped up. That took place in New York City. Their big Breakpoint conference is going to be later this year. That will occur in Abu Dhabi in the month of December. You simply cannot write off Solana as a project, or the SOL token for that matter. Last week, for example, it reflected a lot of strength in so many of the key metrics that we follow. For example, last week, it had the most revenue of all chains. During the last week, $175 million was bridged from other chains to Solana. Circle minted $1.5 billion of USDC over the last month on Solana. Ondo Finance, as we've been covering, they launched their global markets on Solana. That's currently, of course, the RWA leader, real world assets. And this offers on-chain trading of public securities, things like stocks, on Solana, which of course is massive news and a major boost for DeFi on Solana. So taken all together, of course, this attracted the attention of the whales. We can see, for example, a total of 2.8 million SOL being moved around, about $485 million worth. And there are many examples, many instances here, but certainly as a project, Solana and the SOL token are getting a lot of attention. Last but not least here, in terms of notable whale activity, we're covering Hyperliquid and the HYPE token, HYPE. And with this, we come to one of the most trending projects of recent times. And I say that because during late March, the HYPE token crashed pretty badly. That was due to a whale manipulating the Jelly meme coin price, JELLY. This resulted in a $12 million loss for Hyperliquid. However, and as you can see, the price bounced back pretty handsomely. From about $10 in early April, we're sitting now above $37. For reference, its all-time high is very close, $39.68. So we're just a few percentage points away, about 5% or so away from that all-time high. HYPE really does seem to be on fire right now. We're fresh off a new all-time high. $50 could well be the next target. Beyond that, maybe 100. And really, all of this started with a series of longs and shorts by James Wynn on Hyperliquid. It's just a perps dex, after all, don't forget that. But clearly, as this guy would say, the force is strong with this one. And so, of course, once again, this has attracted the attention of many whales out there. For instance, over the last 2 days, we have 5 whales that bought 794,000 HYPE for $27.8 million. And you can add to that another 3 whales who bought an additional 137, almost 138,000 HYPE, or $5.33 million worth today.